everybody has to be a person who is worried and fearful of falling into a shirk. That a lot of times people are Muslims and they grow up in Islam and they exist in Islam, but in reality, we are falling into things that are compromising the Tawheed of Allah Azza wa Jal. From what we mentioned from the book of Allah Azza wa Jal is the statement of Ibrahim salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi, and Ibrahim is one of the major prophets and messengers in Islam, and he made the dua to Allah Ta'ala, وَاجْنُبْنِي وَبَنِيَّ أَن نَعْبُدُ الْأَصْنَامَ رَبِّ إِنَّهُنَّ أَضْلَلْنَ كَثِيرًا مِنَ النَّاسِ. O Allah, Ibrahim said, save me and my children from worshiping idols, because those idols have left many people and led them astray. So Ibrahim is from the 5 major messengers and prophets. Who are the 5 major prophets, messengers?
Ibrahim.
Before him. So Ibrahim is one of those 5 ones. Salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. So we come now, inshallah ta'ala, to the issue of the nawaqid of al-Islam. We're going to do one very quick, brief, easy to understand. Those things that if you fall into them, they will cancel out your Islam. And there are many, like falling into shirk, as we mentioned earlier today. But from the nawaqid of al-Islam is if a person thinks, he believes that another religion or another person's idea or another system is equal to al-Islam and the Sharia of al-Islam or better than it, and that person is not a Muslim. Again, a person exists, he says he's a Muslim, but he believes that democracy, he believes that Marxism, he believes that capitalism, he believes that Judaism, Christianity is equal to al-Islam or better than al-Islam. If he believes that, he cancels out his Islam. He's out of the religion of Islam. And that's for many reasons. The Prophet every day, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on the Friday when he got on the minbar, he would always say to the people when he started off speaking, Inna khayr al-kalam kalamullah wa khayr al-huda huda rasulillah. The best speech is in that Quran. And what Allah revealed in that Quran. There's no speech better than that. The Torah and the Injil, it was from the Kalam of Allah, but the people changed it, they messed it around. The Shaykh just read the ayat of the Quran, where we read where Allah Ta'ala said that He is Al-Muhaymin. Al-Muhaymin. Al-Muhaymin is the one who's over everything. And Allah Ta'ala has made the Quran Muhaymin over all the other books. So in this hadith, every time he got up there and told the people the best speech is the speech of Allah, and the best guidance of Muhammad, if anybody else comes and says, no, there's a guidance that's similar to Islam, Marxism, democracy, we live in a democracy right now, right? We live in a democracy, right? Is all of democracy bad? Is everything in democracy bad? No. Because what they say in some democracy, they say everybody is equal, although that's not true. But they say it. But that's a good thing if when they judge between people, you're going to be equal, although we're all not equal. We're not equal. Some people are smarter than others, some people have more money than others, some people are Muslim, some people are not. We're not all equal. The woman and the man are not equal. But theoretically, that's what the democracy says. But it has some problems too. The majority of the people who are going to rule is not okay. So if someone came and said, democracy is equal to Islam or better, it goes outside of the fold of Islam. Because the Nabi of Islam said that the best speech is the speech of Allah, and the best guidance is the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said about him in the Quran, وَمَا يَنْتِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. Rasulullah does not talk based upon his desires, but what he says is from Allah. Everybody else, democracy, whatever, those people in every single navam, everything, people make it up, and some of those people have problems. No one is perfect from Bani Adam. So if an individual believed and he thought that Al-Islam was the same with anything else, or that thing is better, then you go outside of a religion. We have this thing where some of the Muslims, unfortunately, and I want you young brothers to be careful of this, don't connect yourself to any of these groups that the Muslims created for themselves, especially the political groups. But all of those groups, if you want to be on the madhab, Maliki madhab, Hanafi madhab, Hanbali madhab, Shafi'i madhab, no problem. You can learn how to do the jurisprudence in Islam based on that madhab. You learn how to do wudu. You learn how to get married. You learn how to make salah. But whenever the madhab goes against what Allah said, whenever the madhab goes against the sunnah, you say, okay, we're going to put this thing to the side. Because that's what the imams of the madhab said. But if a person came and said, and this is one of the problems with the issue of the madhab, that people say you must have a madhab. And if you don't have a madhab, then you're sinning. That's kalam farid. We're not going to say that they're non-Muslims, but this is close to this issue. So if you put a person on a madhab and you said you only could take everything from this madhab, you're saying that the madhab has everything that's correct, and that's not true. No madhab has everything correct. The majority of those madhab have what's correct, inshallah. But all of them have mistakes in them, and the imams of those madhabs, they themselves said that, they themselves knew that. So again, back to the point, it's not difficult to understand. Just as the person can't slaughter for other than Allah, swear by other than Allah, he can't be afraid of other than Allah. If someone gets shot, may Allah protect us. Someone gets shot. Is it the bullet that kills the person? What kills the person?
Only if Allah allows it.
Only if Allah allows. So if a person thinks someone else gives life and someone else gives death, then that person is making partners with Allah Azza wa Jalla. So there are many things. So the point here is, nothing is equal to Al-Islam. And the hadith that we always tell you guys is, Al-Islam ya'la wa la yu'la alayhi. Islam is up and nothing goes over Islam. Islam is uppermost and nothing goes over Al-Islam. So therefore, as a parent, anything that's going on in the school, anything that's going on in the court, anything that I find myself at a place, whatever the people are saying, if Islam says that's wrong, that's what I have to believe. That's what I have to do to the best of my ability. To the best of my ability. So I give you an example. In Al-Islam, we only swear by Allah Azza wa Jalla. I go to court, they bring the Bible out. They want me to swear on the Bible. I'm going to say to them, nah, I don't swear on the Bible. I don't swear on the Bible. If you want me to swear by Allah, I'll say I swear by Allah, the testimony that I'm about to give is truth, nothing but truth. But I'm not going to do the things that they ask me to do because those things go against Al-Islam. You guys got that? Is anything equal to Al-Islam? Is what your fathers say always equal? Is your father equal to Allah? No country, no president, no prime minister, no book is equal to the Quran. Only what Allah said in the Quran is uppermost, and what the Prophet brought, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You guys got that? Okay, that's what we wanted to present to you guys today. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, barakallahu fikum wa ahsanallahu ilaykum. Atfadal ya akhi.
If it's, say you say if they presented you the book of the Bible or whatever, but if they presented you the Quran, will you be able to?
Inshallah, you can take the Quran because the Quran is the kalam of Allah, and the kalam of Allah is a characteristic of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we can swear by the izzah of Allah, wa izzatillah. You can say that. وَعِلْمِ. You can swear by a characteristic of Allah Azza wa Jal. But that's not something that the Salaf of this ummah used to do. They didn't swear by the Quran, so we should avoid it. But because we're living in this society and they give us trouble as like, not tuqya, but just to not get yourself in trouble, maybe. But you should try to avoid it altogether. Okay, Shabab. Assalamu alaikum. I see you guys on Wednesday, alright?
غرباء 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 غرباء